All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. And I was actually going to do a segment on Trey Gowdy because something very interesting has taken place. And that is Senator Tim Scott has recommended Trey Gowdy for the Supreme Court. So I'll go ahead and talk about that a little later on today. But I just had to go ahead and discuss a hilarious public relations game, scheme, whatever you want to call it, last-ditch effort, Hail Mary, by Peter Strzok. So Peter Strzok wrote, "We'll stop Trump." I mean, you couldn't get more, you couldn't get clearer. You couldn't get more incriminating. You couldn't get more, just in terms of evidence, you couldn't get more evidence that the Russia probe and the Clinton email investigation, both of them were fabricated, all to help Hillary Clinton. So you had Peter Strzok, who was the lead investigator in the Clinton email investigation, which wasn't really an investigation at all because there was so much classified and special access program intelligence that they couldn't even find a grand jury. If there's an echo, I will go ahead and try to fix this. But they couldn't even find a grand jury. The IG report states that they didn't use a grand jury because there was so much classified and special access program intelligence. Peter Strzok did not investigate, or maybe knows, very likely knows, and doesn't care, that Hillary Clinton transferred top secret and special access program intelligence. They didn't make Brian Pagliano flip and sing, although he had direct knowledge because he was the person who helped transfer the top secret and special access program intelligence. They didn't threaten him or interview him in the manner they would interview, Manafort or any other person involving Trump Russia. And so Peter Strzok knew that she transferred top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence onto her unencrypted server. The server was unencrypted for almost 6 months. He deleted then 5 references to gross negligence. And instead of gross negligence, he put extremely careless because he knew that those words weren't exactly the words within U.S. Code 793F, the Espionage Act, that talks about gross negligence. So he deleted 5 references to gross negligence, Peter Strzok did. He failed to interview people directly involved in the Clinton email investigation in a manner that would lead to information regarding how she transferred top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence. And that's the heart of the matter. Once they get into that, you'll see the indictments. And if she doesn't get indicted for the Espionage Act, it'll be pick a crime, any crime. But then you have, of course, we have an insurance policy. They talked about an insurance policy called Trump Russia in Andrew McCabe's office. And, oh, honey, his girlfriend, Lisa Page, he's not going to get elected, right? He's not going to get elected. And it is Strzok saying, no, we'll stop it. And we'll get to the actual text messages. So on one end, he is working to ensure that Clinton doesn't get treated the same way you and I would had we transferred special access program intelligence onto an unencrypted server in our basement. He did not grill witnesses the way he tried to set up and frame General Michael Flynn along with another FBI agent. He also interviewed Hillary Clinton, and she didn't even know what the C meant. He was fine with that. She thought the C meant catnip, not confidential. So Peter Strzok was part of a cover-up regarding Clinton emails, and then part of a fabrication called Trump Russia. He flew to London. We have no idea why, along with Clapper, along with McCabe. And he is right now being investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility. His security clearance has been removed. Peter Strzok has left the FBI building. He's no longer in the FBI building anymore. He doesn't go to work anymore, at least. And there's an ongoing probe, according to Christopher Wray, of people who were prominently named in the Inspector General report. And who was more prominently named? What names were more prominently named than Peter Strzok and James Comey? So now, if you can believe this, and also he lied he didn't pass a polygraph test. The polygraph machine arm flew off. Do you hate Trump? No, not at all. Why? What have you heard? Why'd you go to London? For vacation. Okay. How did Hillary transfer special access program intelligence? This is the lie detector. Okay. We don't know. We never asked. So now imagine if you, and I use this analogy all the time because we're talking about the FBI. If you're cheating on your husband or wife and your spouse catches you in bed, in your own bed with a person who's not your spouse, and then you get upset. How dare you open the door? How dare you open the door? How dare you? Don't you see I'm with another person having relations? Now you close that door in our house. So Strzok, if you can believe this, if you can believe the hilarious public relations spin, Strzok's lawyer slams House panel, accusing GOP of twisting his testimony. There's really not much to twist. So you have pretty good lawyers, but we've been gaslighted as a society since day one. Hillary's like, it was for convenience. It was a cloth. Everything is fine. It's all Russia. Everything that CNN, almost every analysis from CNN has proven to be false. Go back. Go back for 2 years. Hillary will win. Trump is a menace. False, false, false. Economy is going to be destroyed. False. Oh, he's going to create nuclear war. Actually, the opposite. Bernie has no chance. Actually, the opposite. He would have won the Democratic nomination. There's a lot of evidence about Russia. Actually, the opposite. No evidence at all. Oh, well, the FBI, they're above board. No, actually, no. Peter Strzok is. He's going to get it by the Office of Professional Responsibility. Everything they say, every single analysis is off. Every single thing they say is off. Every single thing they say is off. And now, a lawyer for embattled FBI agent Peter Strzok slammed House Republicans for selectively leaking portions of Strzok's closed-door testimony. This selective leaking, it's almost as if we see Strzok like for his actual words. We're going to stop Trump. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if the shoe were on the other foot? Democrats still lose with every single possible advantage. Every single possible advantage. Even people working on their behalf in the intelligence community who are actually Vern Crow trying to pay for this comic 3 hours. Thank you, Vern Crow. Thank you, Vern. Try to pay for this comic 3-hour show. Vern, thank you. Thank you, Vern. We'll probably do a little over an hour today, but we got 9 minutes in. But thank you, Vern. Thank you so much. To the live chat, super chat, you guys fuel this live stream. You give me the incentive to just, keep on rocking it with live streams. Otherwise, I would just, upload and Clinton, Mueller. Upload. But this is great because the interaction is fantastic. You guys are awesome. You make me laugh. You make me think. And everybody's just amazing. So the attorney sent the House Judiciary Committee a blistering letter. It was blistering. Oh, scalding. It was scalding hot. It was on fire. Obtained by CNN that accused Republicans of forcing Strzok to testify behind closed doors when he wanted to testify publicly, and then twisting his answers to the media. Strzok would have simply said what he said in closed doors. I can't talk about it. It's an ongoing investigation. Can you please say, as Bill Clinton, Peter Strzok never had sexual relations with those text messages? Freedom 13220090101. Yes. So, Peter Strzok, I'm going to tell everybody right here, right now. Peter Strzok did not have sexual relations with those text messages. Oh, he was knocking the boots. He was doing the wild thing out. Aside from the text messages, yes, he was a stallion. I want to let you know that Peter Strzok, if you put all the testosterone in one of those Clydesdale horses, you take all that testosterone and a Clydesdale horse, or maybe like about 10, 15 different bodybuilding champions, Arnold Classic, you condense it into some kind of edible form. That's what Peter Strzok is. He is a beast. And I just want to say he did not have sexual relations with the text messages, but I can tell you what, he got it on. Why do you think everybody was so calm and happy at the FBI? Because I told them how to do it. I said, here's some cigars. Relax. That's when I went on the plane in Phoenix. I said, Loretta, how are you? I got some Aste Spumante. Why don't we relax? Oh, your husband's here. You didn't tell me. Oh, my goodness. Well, golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. Better not do anything to Hillary. Golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. Thank you, Freedom 13220090101. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody. So 309 people. So Strzok was like, how dare you listen, I'm Peter Strzok. I'm straight. So straight. I got girls all over the FBI straight. Straight-laced Peter Strzok. Think Paige is my only honey? I got honey bunnies everywhere. Let me tell you something. Don't mess with me. Don't start nothing. There won't be nothing. I was at the Walmart in Southern Virginia, and I had to smell those Trumpers. And now, out of the good graces of my own heart, I said to the House, I said, I'll talk about my Stop Trump text. I'll talk about the Stop Trump text. I'll talk about the insurance policy. Out of the good graces of my heart, and you subpoena me. You subpoenas me. Multiple subpoenas. There's only one subpoena in the FBI. It's mine. Tina Bobina, I enjoy your delivery and your expressive eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tina Bobina. Thank you. Thank you for your support of this channel. Tina, thank you. Rooster Cogburn. Greetings from the Centennial State HA. Yesterday, you mentioned ways to share docs, resources, media on the web. I did a quick blog post on my cinema page with some recommendations if you're interested. Yes. Rooster Cogburn, go ahead and tweet it to me. I'm at HA Goodman Author. I'm at H.A. Goodman Author. So just tweet me the link to @H.A. Goodman Author. I'll look at it and very likely retweet it. Thank you, Rooster Cogburn. I'm glad that you did that you wrote your statement post. And, share it, tweet it out, Facebook it, and that's awesome. So thank you. Thank you, Tino Bobina. Thank you, Rooster Cogburn. We got 332 people watching now. So this is the attorney having sharpened their knives behind closed doors. The committee would now like to drag back Special Agent Strzok and have him testify in public, a request that we originally made and the committee denied. What's being asked of Special Agent Strzok is to participate in what anyone can recognize as a trap. You want to make our clients seem... Well, basically, this is hilarious because what they're trying to say is... And he has very good attorneys, by the way, because they're trying to flip the script. Oh my God. Australia, hello. Jonathan. They're trying to flip the script. They're trying to flip the script. They're trying to, how dare you? How dare you? Let's talk about the different text messages, shall we? So they're upset at the audacity of these dastardly Republicans. So this is all over now. This is hilarious. What did Peter... And there's a great article on the Hill. What did Peter Strzok do? What did he do? It's so wrong. What did he do? So brilliant journalist, Cheryl Atkinson. Really brilliant. Gee, let's look at his text messages, shall we? Why not? We all deserve to know. Oh, Lord. Lord. All right, so... Let's go ahead. So this is hilarious. William Ellis. Thank you, William Ellis. Thank you, William Ellis. Greatly appreciate it. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you, William. Greatly appreciated. Tina Bobina, thank you. Rooster Cogburn, thank you. Congrats on writing that. And congrats on that Steemit blog post. Excellent. William Ellis, thank you. That would be wonderful. If I'm ever get a chance to speak with Bill Maher, it would be a fantastic, wonderful experience for both of us, and I'd love that. August 8th, 2016. FBI attorney Lisa Page, who also worked on special counsel Mueller's team. Trump's never going to become president, right? Right? Strzok, no, he won't. We'll stop it. We'll stop it, honey. Stick with me. The big D. Stick with me. We'll stop it. Oh, that's not incriminating. What more needs to happen? Like, does Hillary have to write a note? I, Hillary Clinton, used a private unencrypted server because I cared more about hiding my Clinton Foundation work than top secret and special access program intelligence, which I ended up transferring onto an unencrypted server primarily because it would make it almost impossible, almost being the operative word, for the government to come to terms with what I did. But eventually, of course, Clinton will get indicted. You can't sustain this level of criminality. And she actually committed crimes. With Clinton, it's not like someone's going to flip and sing and talk about all these things that are going to take place because you know there's like this big thing. We just don't know. With Clinton, it's like, yeah, it's all there. And there was a cover-up. So the Democrats were like, we covered it up fair and square. You can't touch us. You can't touch Clinton anymore. You covered it up fair and square. So William Ellis, thank you. Thank you, William Ellis. Thank you. Absolutely. Hashtag walk away. Everyone needs to. My goodness. My goodness. So this is the Hill article, by the way. And this has all of the text messages that he's just so... I mean, how dare you look into my text messages saying that I'm going to fabricate Trump Russia and try to stop Trump from being elected. How dare you do that? August 15, 2016. I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration Andy's offer. There's no way Trump gets elected, but I'm afraid we can't take that risk. I'm afraid we can't take that risk. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. It's just like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. Not a big deal. That's not incriminating at all. Why would that be incriminating? They're just calling Trump a risk. They called him a menace. Why is that incriminating? Why is that incriminating? No big deal. Why is that incriminating? It's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and let's look at what else they said. Okay. Oh, Lord. No. All right. Late August 2016. Reportedly working for the FBI, Professor Stephen Halper, a reputed one-time CIA operative, meets with Trump campaign chairman Sam Clovis, offering services as a foreign policy advisor. He would later offer to hire Carter Page. So Halper later would offer to hire Carter Page. So all of these people were working in concert, working together. You have an FBI spy, you have GCHQ, you have Bruce Ohr and Nellie Ohr at the DOJ working directly with Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, and Christopher Steele. You have all of these people, and they found nothing. What did they find? What did they find? They found nothing. They found nothing. And here you have Strzok's lawyers who were like, oh my God, how dare you? What Strzok did was he hid behind the same bureaucratic nonsense as Rod Rosenstein. I can't talk about it. It was an ongoing investigation. I wasn't there. It was somebody else. It's classified. I didn't do the redacting. All of those things. So he hid behind it's classified. It's classified. Everything's classified. Everything's classified. But apparently Hillary's okay because she had so much top secret and special access program intelligence. Strzok now works for. She has so much top secret and special access program intelligence that everything's classified in the documents. But apparently she just did this on by accident. So Strzok is upset now, and every single Republican is after his behind. Mark Meadows, Lee Zeldin, Devin Nunes, Jim Jordan, Trey Gowdy, Ron DeSantis, Doug Collins, the Georgia Bulldog. Oh, and by the way, in C-SPAN, I do this every segment. I have to stop myself because so C-SPAN, Doug Collins is grilling Christopher Wray and Rod Rosenstein in the most brilliant manner. He's like, yeah, so he didn't pass the polygraph regarding his affair. Interesting. Why is that? And they didn't have any answer. The only answer they had was Christopher Wray saying, well, we're not going to comment on ongoing investigations because, oh, by the way, the Office of Professional Responsibility, and he was being coy, the Office of Professional Responsibility is investigating people who were prominently named in the report. Really? September 2nd, 2016, FBI attorney Lisa Page texts Strzok, Obama wants to know everything we're doing. They knew in September about the laptop, the Wiener laptop, with 18 classified emails. there's more classified information outside the U.S. government because of Hillary Clinton than inside the U.S. government. That's hyperbole, but a lot of it's true. Her server was hacked, and there was just a GOP report about that. And she, of course, she traveled to China and Russia, and I explained this about her top secret emails, which has already been read by a former Trump advisor and already read almost certainly by many people within Congress. Strzok's attorney also called for the transcript of last week's interview, which spanned more than 11 hours, to be released. Good for everybody. We'll see how many times Strzok says he can't talk about that. You can't answer that. Once he's out of the FBI, he won't be able to say, oh, it's classified. So when Andrew McCabe sues the DOJ and the FBI, that is an act of political war. He's getting ready to be indicted. McCabe will be indicted and charged. He lied under oath, and Horowitz, who's notorious for trying to be like everything to everybody now, even though his entire report was full of bias, and he parsed his words. He said there's no documentary evidence. There's no documentary evidence. Thank you, Rooster Cogburn. I got to read this and look at it further. Yeah, it's good job. Excellent. So he said there's no documentary or testimonial evidence. 428 watching. And people didn't even get the notification. So you have a situation where Strzok is just overtly trying to go on the offensive. Page text Strzok. The New York Times probability numbers are dropping every day. I'm scared for our organization. Trump was an existential threat to them. That's what his text messages document. He documented the real-time conspiracy against Trump. He documented it. And Democrats are okay because it wasn't Clinton. Democrats only care about power. If the shoe were on the other foot, then you would go ahead and it wouldn't. Like, I couldn't be able to have this dialogue with people because, I'd say, okay, well, wow, Bernie Sanders tweeted, we have to stop this person. He was, or whatever. Like, if the evidence was against Trump, then it would be against Trump. The evidence is obviously against Clinton. All the evidence shows this massive collusion between the FBI, the Democratic Party, the media, everything. And so we're a half an hour in, March 14, 2017, page text Strzok's finally 2 pages away from finishing. All the president's men. Did you know what happened? Did you know the president resigns in the end? Hardy har har. That's so funny. Really? That's really, really funny. Strzok, what? God, that we should be so lucky. Is that right? You should be so lucky. Wow. That Trump resigns? So it's like, what more do you need? You look at some more of Strzok's texts. Strzok texts about unfinished business that he unleashed with the Clinton classified email probe and states, quote, now we need to fix it and finish it. He also refers to the special counsel probe, which hadn't yet begun in earnest, as an investigation leading to impeachment, but also states he has a gut sense and concern there's no big there. Well, of course he knows there's no big there. He went to London to try to find some there. He went there to find there. He found nothing. That's what happens. That's what the Clintons have done to this country. They've made this country into, like, at least Democrats, a bunch of bumbling idiots with these stupid phrases that there's no there. Well, what do you mean? Their cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. Nah, no there. No there. Oh, okay. What about the weapons deal scandal that David Sirota broke in the International Business Times? No there. There's no there. What about Haiti, $10 billion stolen? No there. No there. What about Benghazi when she was negligent, as she always is, Hillary? No there at all. She didn't cause that. It was no there. But wait a second. Sidney Blumenthal had her on speed dial. Yet Ambassador Stevens and everybody else had to call the hotline of the State Department. No there. Okay. And she used an unencrypted server, and she transferred top secret and special access program intelligence from CIPRNet, JAWIX, and SCIFs onto her server. No there. Really no there at all. Just no there. Okay. So, and then with Trump Russia, this guy's like, yeah, there's no there. And that's a stupid Clinton line. Because people want absolute definitive proof when everything they see points to criminal behavior with Clinton. And with Trump, it's like, oh, yeah, we have some guy in London who said that Trump was peed on. Let's start an investigation. Can we please get some gossip going with Clinton, I guess? If that's, I mean, I'm being facetious, but if that's how you get investigations. And then CNN Politics. Strzok has been vilified by Republicans for the anti-Trump text messages he exchanged with FBI lawyer Lisa Page. Yes, yeah, and you would vilify, you would more than vilify Clinton. You would ask for, you demanded investigation. Strzok and Page, who were having an extramarital affair, worked on the Hillary Clinton and Russia investigations. And then Strzok was removed from Mueller's team when messages were discovered, but Trump and his allies have argued text messages so Mueller's probe is biased. Well, of course. Well, of course. And then Strzok's lawyer, given the committee is playing political games, violating our trust in its own values. I mean, my God, they have no shame. It's fantastic. It is, and this, by the way, will backfire on Strzok. This is not a good political, or I mean, it's just not a good political or even public relations, because yes, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, good, Strzok was cutthroat. Yes, he didn't like Trump. Great, but these people are not Sessions and prosecuting attorneys and the Office of Professional Responsibility. See, Sessions just needs to use the Office of Professional Responsibility to include everything they found from a bureaucratic sense into the fact that Andrew McCabe lied under oath. And if Strzok violated 302s, and if he did a lot of other things, then it's not good for Strzok politically or legally. So right now, if you're Peter Strzok, you should be striking a deal. You're so stupid if you're the type of person who is like, we're going to see this through, and the Clintons are so powerful, and you know what? We're just not going to give in. No, you need to, you can't fight. You're already done. If you're Strzok, Comey and McCabe are going to testify against you. If you're McCabe, Strzok and Comey will testify against you. If you're Comey, Strzok and McCabe and everyone else will testify against you. And they don't realize that because they have CNN saying, oh my God, Strzok's closed door testimony. Yeah. Well, Jim Jordan already talked about Strzok's closed door testimony. And then one Democrat, we had a closed hearing on Peter. If you want to color his testimony like this, release the transcript. Good. I think they should release this transcript. You find out how many times he hid behind bureaucracy. He didn't answer questions. FBI agent says he's sorry for anti-Trump texts, say Dems. Oh, he's sorry? Okay. Look, everyone, he's sorry. Well, then forget it then. Then, you know, Clinton doesn't need to be indicted and everything else. It's fine. He's sorry. Sorry. Oopsie. I just sent that to everybody. He's sorry. It happens. It happens. You know. It happens. What can you do? What can you do? FBI agent Peter Strzok said he was sorry for anti-Trump texts. Oh. Strzok told a closed-door House meeting last week that he was sorry for the text and was not driven by bias. Well, you know what? If he says that, then it's probably he wasn't driven by bias. You know, stop Trump, insurance policy. We're going to fix what we created. You know, we should only be so lucky he gets impeached or resigns like Nixon. This could lead to impeachment, frothing at the mouth hatred of Trump. But if he's sorry, that's fine. Forget about it then. Let's just let bygones be bygones and have James Comey travel the world forever. Everybody, he's sorry. He didn't pass the polygraph, by the way. The thing flew off. Ding! Flew off. This is the guy who's going to keep us safe from counterintelligence. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Yes, Ebenezer Adams. Trump should pardon Greco, Tamilio, Limon, and Salvati, all convicted by Mueller's FBI in Boston and later exonerated. Legal or not, the pardon would put the case in the public square and help to illustrate what kind of corrupt individual Mueller is. Ebenezer Adams, you are 100% right. You are 100% right. You're 100% right. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go just look up the Greco Tamilio. Okay, Ebenezer Adams, you're 100% right. I agree with you. And I agree with you 100%. This is July 26, 2007. Wrongfully convicted men awarded $101 million. Federal judge Thursday ordered the government to pay more than $101 million in the case of 4 men who spent decades in prison. Peter Limon, Joseph Salvati, and the families of 2 other men who died in prison had sued the federal government for malicious prosecution. Carr, Robert Mueller, mum on FBI scandal in Boston. This is the Boston Herald. What did Robert Mueller know about the FBI's framing of 4 innocent men for a murder they didn't commit? And when did he know it? This is an important question for the special counsel. And for 2 days, I've been emailing his press office, asking for answers about his tenure in the U.S. Attorney's Office here. No response. Zip. Zero. Nada. This is Howie Carr, Boston Herald. Ebenezer Adams, you're 100% correct. What's $101 million when you're decades in prison? It's not meaningless. I mean, you know, it's something, but it's not. And time and life cannot be. There's no amount of money that can give you a moment with your children or your family or whatever. That's why when I think about Julian Assange, he should be with his family, should be with his kids. Julian Assange should be free. You can thank Democrats for the insane, maniacal push. Oh, and by the way, I'm very happy a conservative is going to be on the Supreme Court. Extremely happy. Maybe there are certain policies I disagree with, but you know what? Second Amendment, and also it counters any harebrained, maniacal, crazy, ridiculous attempt to either ban all firearms or, stifle speech by Democrats in the future. Democrats are heading towards just a direction where, Ebenezer Adams, Trump should pardon Greco, Tamelio, Limon, and Salvati, all convicted by Mueller's FBI in Boston and later exonerated. Legal or not, the pardon would put the case in the public square and help to illustrate what kind of corrupt individual Mueller is. 100%. Thank you, Ebenezer, for your support of this channel. The live stream gives me every reason to continue the live super chat, I should say. Every reason. I thank you, and I thank everyone for watching. All 500 people now. He brought discredit to himself, sowed doubt about the FBI's handling of the Clinton email probe, and impacted the reputation of the FBI, says the Inspector General. Strzok had a biased state of mind, but even more seriously, a willingness to take official action to impact the presidential candidate's electoral prospects. So when the IG says, well, we didn't find the prosecutors biased. Oh, way to parse words. See, the funny thing is, like, one reason that, my channel is successful and I have such a great audience is because I speak bureaucrat. It's a hilarious and stupid language. I speak bureaucrat. So I speak bureaucrat, and bureaucrat is not really a language. It's just a way to circumvent truth. It's just simply a way to circumvent truth. That's it. So we have 506 people watching. Okay, then, so you can rest assured that Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, and James Comey are going to get it by the, well, Andrew McCabe already got it by the Office of Professional Responsibility. So let's just go ahead and read you. So this is when Andrew McCabe got exposed. Fact, McCabe firing was recommended by FBI Ethics Office based on nonpartisan IG's findings. Town Hall, the latest major controversy at development. Okay, so in this case, the developments is the firing of former FBI Director Andrew McCabe, who was placed on leave a number of weeks ago due to unspecified misconduct unearthed by the DOJ's IG. The question in recent days was whether McCabe's superiors would terminate him prior to his planned retirement. They did. This is that time period. The FBI's Office of Professional Responsibility then reviewed the report and underlying documents and issued a disciplinary proposal recommending the dismissal of Mr. McCabe. That is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. A huge deal. Why? It is a huge deal, okay, because you're talking about career FBI agents, the number 2 at the FBI, in this case, Andrew McCabe, who was completely submarined by the Office of Professional Responsibility. The Office of Professional Responsibility, we know from Christopher Wray is looking into Strzok, because when Strzok didn't pass his polygraph, we found out that, oh, by the way, he's being looked at by the Office of Professional Responsibility and other people who are prominently named, like James Comey. One can only assume that, I mean, Comey and Strzok for sure. Comey is also being investigated for his leaking of classified memos. But what about Sally Moyer? What about Kevin Kleinsmith? What about Agent One? What about the two other anonymous FBI agents? In total, you have like, what, 8 to 9 people. So, Benezer Adams, thank you so much. You're 100% right. The Mueller, they're all so shady, and they're not Space Force. They're all so shady. They're all so shady. The FBI's Office of Professional Responsibility, both the OIG and the FBI Office of Professional Responsibility reports conclude that Mr. McCabe had made an unauthorized disclosure to the news media and lacked candor, including under oath on multiple occasions. So tell me again how all of this. Alex Voro, thank you. Alex Voro, thank you. Did you ever think about how clean must Trump be if the NSA and CIA and the entire U.S. security apparatus can't find a single thing to pin on him? Exactly. Alex Voro, exactly. Trump has attained pretty much a level where at the level he was at, he didn't really need to. And that's why I think, like, there's something to be said. Alex Voro, thank you so much for your contribution and for your continued support of this channel. There's something to be said also about the fact that Trump doesn't drink. I think that says something about, I'm not saying, having a glass of wine or enjoying yourself, it's not a problem, but I'm saying there's something to be said about a guy, a very powerful guy who doesn't drink. And he also doesn't need to, he was in the public eye since the 80s. I remember Barbara Walters interviewed him in like 87 or 86. And it was like, oh, who's this young billionaire, 40-year-old billionaire? This billionaire, like, is in the public eye, doesn't know insider trading, yeah, his businesses, he's had lawsuits. Okay, you want to know how many lawsuits the Clintons have had and Democrats worship them? And their lawsuits actually have to deal with like really shady things. And there was an article by Chris Solis in CNN today. They're like, well, what Trey Gowdy doesn't understand, don't you know that the Clinton scandals lasted a long time? So what? What does that have to do with the Mueller probe? So what? We have to now reach the same time frame? I've had a friend tell me that also. Well, other scandals, don't you know? Yeah, because there was evidence, and eventually they just covered it up like they usually do. The Benghazi issue was not about a criminal act. It was about absolute negligence. Clinton always just claims stupidity on everything. Then she says she's the most qualified. Whitewater, there were actual crimes committed. The Clintons were linked. We don't even know if the DNC was hacked. All we have are highly to moderately confident. And there's no legal statute saying, okay, well, collusion is bad. If collusion was against the law, then Hillary would be indicted for collusion. She purchased the Steele dossier, and the Steele dossier was compiled with help from Russian sources. The FBI expects every employee to adhere to the highest standards of honesty, integrity, and accountability. Yeah, right. That's why when old Rod Rosenstein says, "Sir, I want to let you know, Congressman Gohmert, that this was looked at by 3 judges." Yeah, so what? None of those judges knew that Hillary Clinton had purchased the dossier, and none of those judges knew that the dossier was full of nonsense. They were told by the intelligence community or by James Comey or Brennan or Clapper that this is really important information. Oh, it was opposition research, but we didn't know that Hillary Clinton and Cody Shearer and Sidney Blumenthal all had their grubby paws all over it. We didn't know that it's a garbage document that will eventually lead to BuzzFeed suing the DNC and BuzzFeed getting sued by everyone, including Michael Cohen. or at least, 3 Russian bankers and a Russian entrepreneur for defamation. They used a dossier that was so riddled with inaccurate statements that Bob Woodward called it a garbage document. And then Bob Woodward, in the same breath, says, "This is good work from the intelligence community. Why don't they just focus on that?" What good work? James Clapper, James Comey, and John Brennan are the biggest slime balls on the planet. They were lying about everything. They were lying about everything. So Alex Voro, you're 100% right. Ebenezer Adams, you're 100% right. All of this was just nonsense, just blatant nonsense, blatant nonsense. Lying pretty much is their religion. And they're arrogant, all of them, Rosenstein, all of them, because they can hide behind bureaucracy. But if you live by bureaucracy, your political demise will be from bureaucracy. The full court press, the indignation from Strzok is hilarious. So if you're going to push back against the DOJ and FBI, so you're McCabe, you're going to sue them? Because so McCabe sued the FBI and DOJ. Why? Because he wants documents. Well, have fun. What's his name has a July 6th deadline, Rosenstein. Otherwise, they're going to give him another resolution saying they're really, really upset with him, and then they're going to impeach him. All of this is like Sessions is like a slow, tiny, little elf-like boa constrictor. Imagine a little boa constrictor with Sessions' face and those big ears jutting out from each side. He's just slithering slowly. I'm gonna get you. You hear that little rattle? It's me. I'm gonna get you. Pursuant to Department Order 1202 and based on the report of the Inspector General, the findings of the FBI Office of Professional Responsibility, and the recommendation of the department's senior career official, I have terminated the employment of Andrew McCabe effective immediately. That's all Sessions needs to do. Sessions, his goal in life is to say, not my fault. I'm dealing with bureaucracy. He is playing possum. I'm dealing with bureaucracy. I didn't want to do anything. I'm just playing with bureaucracy. Then you're going to hear, oh my God, it wasn't fair. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. How dare everyone accuse Peter Strzok? I'm watching this thing on. So this is awesome. Andrew Gomez sent me a hilarious. It's one of the South Park thing of Peter Strzok saying "I'm sorry" in different ways on Twitter. Even the I'll take what is treason for 1,000, Alex. So, I mean, it's done. Like, what can you do, What are you going to do now? Liberty News Philadelphia. Please comment on Rosenstein answering FISA by hinting that the FBI lied to him. He's a swamp creature. He has a back door out, or at least an attempt. Thank you, Liberty News Philadelphia, for your constant support. Yes, and I just remember him also saying that it's we can't he can't go and he can't address the specifics of FISA applications because it's against the law. It's always just against the law. Whenever it's anything incriminating, it's a classified ongoing investigation against the law. And, oh, it's not my fault. This is what I was told. So answering FISA by hinting the FBI lied to him. Well, there you go. If you listen to Rosenstein, he is the victim of so much abuse. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So what was it the other day? That Rosenstein is upset that Trump used him. For what? Oh, to fire Mueller. I mean, to fire Comey. Ladies and gentlemen, this live stream is going to be, if we have close to 600 people today, and I am like a laser, so whereas maybe not everyone's talking about this, this is news now. Imagine what happens on this live stream when, oh, I don't know, Comey gets indicted, or criminal charges are leveled against Andrew McCabe, or Strzok gets fired officially from the FBI, and the Office of Professional Responsibility comes down on him hard. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot have a precedent that is not only set by Hillary Clinton, because that's the biggest precedent. You can't have people transferring top secret intelligence outside the U.S. government. But you also can't have FBI directors just simply go ahead and write notes memorializing. That's a word that's used sure, it's a word that's used in law, but he memorialized. So when Rosenstein said, well, the FBI lied to me, and oh, Liberty News Philadelphia, you're 100% right, and Ebenezer Adams, you're 100% right about the Mueller probe and what kind of person Mueller is. But you cannot have the precedent. These people also know that Gina Haspel and General Nakasone at the NSA, Haspel at the CIA, Pompeo at the State Department, Christopher Wray at the FBI, Dan Coates at ODNI. They've replaced James Clapper, James Comey, John Brennan. They've replaced Hillary Clinton, John Kerry. You have a complete paradigm, sea change. Everything's changed. Everything's altered. And so now you're in a situation where oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm watching this. Devin Nunes, just shocking video, shows a shark biting a finger. Oh my God. Ouch. Yeah, don't feed the shark. Wow. She escaped with a fracture and a torn ligament. My goodness. Wow. And that's a pretty big shark, too. Devin Nunes just retweeted this. I'll retweet it. It's at H.A. Goodman author. Don't feed the Clintons. We are almost at 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen. And I am going to definitely see you again a little later on today, once the news cycle hits in full swing and we find out that Peter Strzok is now writing poetry about how he's been wronged by by everyone. Look, bottom line is this: nothing good takes place. Nothing good takes place. Nothing good takes place when you help the Clintons. So don't do it. If you want to be Peter Strzok, you want to be James Comey, and that's another. James Comey thinks he's the man. He's going out everywhere. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look what he's doing. He's fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and I really want Trump to. I hate the NRA, and Comey hates the NRA now. The guy was FBI, is packing, has firearms, protect himself at all times. But he doesn't like the NRA. That's good. Because if the Democrats love the NRA, he'd love the NRA. He only cares about presenting an image so that somebody somewhere will like him. Comey is like Blanche from Streetcar Named Desire. What was it, Blanche, or no? Who was it? Yeah. Wait, what's it? Yes, Blanche, Streetcar Named Desire. He needs that attention. He'll go anywhere for any attention. The problem is he went ahead and did something he shouldn't have, which is leak classified intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially at 1 hour. I want to thank you. Let's go ahead and meet up again later this evening. We'll do hopefully a couple before HA After Dark. And have a fantastic day. And what can I tell you? Peter Strzok is now angry at people at the GOP for having the audacity to look at his texts. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you. Thank you, Ebenezer Adams, and everyone in the super chat. I'll try to do some more today as well. I think there'll be some fun. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, everybody. I think there'll be some fun live streams later on as well, even before the After Dark. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic, fantastic day. Share this segment, especially with people who think Peter Strzok's a wonderful guy, a hero of the Democratic Party. Hit subscribe right now.